started. So, sorry, Portia, asked me a question. Recording the call. Just so you know, this call is recorded. Okay, welcome everybody to our weekly team call. I know today is a big day for a lot of parents, nationwide, I should say. At least over here in Oregon, it's back to school day for most public schools. So thank you guys for making the time to jump on live with us. I'm super excited for our speaker today. I know she's going to have a lot of amazing nuggets to share with all of us. But before we jump into that subject really quick, I want to talk about mindset at the end of the month in regards to Success Club, because we have 2 days left right now. And here, hold on. I see what you got. Saw that look, Jordan. Here we go. All right. Everybody's muted. Okay, so I want to talk about mindset with Success Club. We have 2 days left for the month. And whether you've hit Success Club or not, I want you to think about what is your mindset in regards to Success Club. If you're not there yet, have you already decided that you're not going to hit it this month and you've given up and you've stopped trying? Or are you still holding that as a must in your mind and making that happen? Because I know for me, somehow each and every month for like 20 months so far, I think I've hit Success Club 10. And sometimes it comes down to the wire. Like right now, I'm still at 6. And I have 2 days left to go. And let me tell you, I have been busting my booty off for the last 2 weeks. And I've had so many people back out at the last minute. I can't tell you how many people either, somebody didn't want auto ship, or now I can't afford it, or now my husband says no, or now I, disappeared. So many people. And each and every single time I have to refocus and talk myself back into the state of I will hit Success Club 10 and I have to keep moving forward. And it doesn't mean that I'm always super, super positive about it. Jordan knows, she's been getting text messages from me all week OMG, come on people, what is happening? And she definitely helps me get my state back and focus on the outcome that I want to happen. And so for me, making Success Club 10 a must each and every month, it takes the possibility of it not happening away. And when you can have that in your, here, Claire, you gotta either go somewhere else to talk or sit here and be quiet, please. Thank you. So when you have something like that in your mind as a must, it's amazing what will happen, because somehow it all is going to work out. I know, just today I had an old customer who hasn't ordered from me in 2 years reach out to me randomly. And it's I'm ready to go. And I had a childhood friend reach out and be like, I want to try this Shakeology. So people, somehow it will come together if you hold that as a must in your mind. But only if you do. And only if you also work your business. It doesn't work if you just sit around and think Success Club is a must. It will happen. I'm going to go watch Game of Thrones. That doesn't work like that. You have to also be working your business, but at the same time, knowing that it is a must and knowing that you will find a way, no matter what it takes, to get there, because that is what moves your business forward each and every single month. That is how I quit my full-time job, and that is how I am home full-time with my children, is hitting Success Club 10 each and every month for almost 2 years. And that's all it takes, guys, really, is making it a must in your head, having that mindset that Success Club is a must. I still need 2 people, guys, okay? For me, it's not Success Club 5, it's 10. So if you have 0 points right now, you can still absolutely make it happen in the next 48 hours, okay? So take all doubt out of your mind. Focus that you will be in Success Club for August. Make it a must. I don't care if you haven't up until now. You can hit it this month and keep doing it month after month after month and build your business. So this leads right into our call with Amanda, because she's been a coach on this team for a long time. I meant to look back and see her exact sign-up date right before we got on, and then we got home kind of late and I was rushing. But I remember when she first started as a coach, you know, she had a ton of passion and excitement for this. She had already had a great transformation with Insanity. But in the beginning, she really just sold programs, right? And ran free groups for people. She didn't sign people up with challenge groups. And she didn't, you know, like, wasn't one of those coaches that hit diamond in 30 days or whatever, you know? But she loved the programs and she loved helping people. And then, you know, she had a baby, and how we all know how that can take over. And then these last 2 months, something has happened and she had flipped that switch to this month. She is at Success Club 26, guys. I don't think I've ever hit that high. That is amazing. Absolutely amazing. And so I really wanted her to get on the team call today to share her story, her journey, and her tips for how she went from starting out as a coach, struggling to even sell one challenge pack, to now just like totally crushing it. So Jordan, I forgot to ask you if you had any announcements, so I apologize. If you want to jump in and say anything, or if we want to just go right over to Amanda. I will unmute you. Hold on one sec. Go. Okay.
I don't have anything super pressing off the top of my head. One thing that I just want to call attention to is I was looking into the 3-week yoga retreat, which I know some people have kind of been asking questions about. And one thing to keep in mind, because I was thinking about like, who is this right for, is it is a very super basic program. It's like Yoga 101. So when approaching people about this program, like seasoned yogis are not going to be down with this. So you really need to find like people that are beginners, people that are curious about yoga, and use that in your messaging. Like if someone's like, I go to yoga 3 times a week and it's amazing, you know, they may like it for the alignment, but it's not, I don't think it's going to be a good fit. So that's just something to keep in mind. Like pregnant women, postpartum women, super beginners, people curious about yoga, people that hate it, you know, hate the like omness of it or whatever, the hippie nature of it. That's something to keep in mind. And then also another thing to take note that Shayna brought up on the Team Rock Hard Bodies call last week is that September is traditionally a little bit of a slower month. So in order to combat that, I invite you to increase your invites, increase your follow-ups, etc. You know, double it, add another 1 or 2 to compensate, because people they're getting back into school, they're starting a new routine, and they're just like their whole world's kind of turned upside down, and so they're just distracted. So don't take it personally. Just be aware. You know, if you take, like my Tony coach says, like take a helicopter view. That's what's going on in the world around us, and so that's going to be reflected in your conversation. So in order to, you know, sort of be proactive and anticipate that, invite more people and have more conversations, and you'll still hit Success Club. So that's just something to be aware of as we move into the 4th quarter and we start the holidays. You know, that's sort of a mindset to take on, that, you know, you kind of want to amp it up a little bit so that you don't get frustrated, because you can still totally hit Success Club, like Alicia said, and people need our help more than ever, because who has started January with 15 plus pounds that they did not have prior? So just something to keep in mind. But everyone's doing amazing, and like Alicia said, we can totally hit Success Club in the next 48 hours, and then, you know, hit the ground running in September for lots of other exciting, awesome stuff. So on that note, I will hand it over to you guys.
All right, awesome. Thank you for that tip about the yoga retreat. I think that's a really good point, because yes, they talked about that at Summit too, that this is meant for people who have always wanted to try yoga but never have, because they've been too scared or intimidated to go to a class. So this is really meant to equip them with enough basics and enough confidence that then they could go to a class and be like, okay, I know what downward dog is. You know, I know what chaturanga is. I know what a sun salutation is. So yeah, like she said, if you have seasoned yogis, this is not probably going to be the one for them.
Right.
So yeah, great point. Okay, now I'm going to unmute Amanda, and she is going to share her awesome tips for what she's been doing this month to totally crush.
Okay. So I don't really have any secret like tips or whatever. I just want to share what I do every day. I noticed that setting aside 1 hour a day really helped me. And I tried to go with the flow, you know, and be like, oh, when my son naps, I'll do it. But, you know, then he decided not to sleep for a week. And so my business went horrible. So I decided now I get up at 5 a.m. every day. It's been happening now for the past month. And I get my workout in and I do my 1 hour power hour. And I see my business really growing with that because I I have time now to do it instead of just doing it whenever time pops up. I've been sending 15 to 20 invites a day. I used to do 5, but I noticed I was getting a lot of no's, and that was discouraging when like all 5 people would say no. But if I send out 15 to 20 invites every single day, I get at least 2 or 3 people every day saying, "Oh yeah, I'd love to do that," you know. And some days I don't. Some days everyone says no. But I have to not get discouraged, and I just gotta plug into that PD. Um, I always follow up with everybody 2 to 4 days after the first message, just to be like, hey, I don't know if you saw my previous message, but I have a challenge group and I'd love for you to be part of it. And I think I do have the upper hand in this because I know everyone in my town, like all 3,000 people. I know every single one of them. So all the relationships with those people have already been built. So I'm not having to start with the whole, hey, how you doing? Get to know you kind of message. I already know them. I know about them. I know their interests and what they don't like. And it's really easy to talk to people that way. So I don't know if that's why it's been easier for me to sell more challenge packs. But I can't remember if it was Jordan or Alicia who said this in the team call a few weeks ago, like, don't make excuses for people. And that really like hit home with me. And I was like, you're right. Like, I'm making excuses for all these people. I don't know their lives. I don't know how they feel on the inside. I only know what they're putting on Facebook. So I started inviting a lot of those people, and I was like, oh my gosh, like 90% of them are actually like joining me and want to do it. And so I was like, wow, I could have sold them stuff a long time ago and like helped them out a while ago. But so, and then another one is don't be afraid. I was always afraid of what people would think of me. And I was like, I finally got to that I don't give a shit mentality. Like, I'm going to do what I want. And if you guys hate me, then I'll just unfriend you. And you know what? It got me a lot of more customers. So, um, let's see. And then another thing was when I first started, I was really discouraged. Like, I was really scared of like, you know, what people would think of you and stuff. And so I kind of let that keep me back from inviting people. And like Alicia was great because she just kept bugging me and bugging me. And that's what I totally needed. I was like, fine, oh my gosh, like you won't leave me alone. I'm going to start doing something with this business. And I'm really grateful for that because I wouldn't have been doing it if it wasn't for that. And I love that about her. So she was a big part of helping me get to this because she believed in me when I didn't believe in me. So that was great. But I don't really have any secrets. I mean, mainly it's just inviting and following up with people every single day, being consistent, and waking up at 5 a.m. has really helped me because I get that like guaranteed time every day. So that's all I have.
That's awesome, Amanda. Can you dive into a little bit what helped you make that switch from being fearful to reach out to people to I would say really switching from like a hobby coach with, you know, 1 foot in and 1 foot out to really just all in, I'm going for it no matter what?
Well, it probably the financial aspect of it. Was staying at home with my son who's now 10 months old, and my husband and I are working off one income, you know, so it was really hard. We were scraping by. Like, there were some months where we're like, I don't know if we can really eat, you know, like we got to buy stuff for like our baby. And so I was like, you know, I'm going to give this coaching thing a try. And it's helped like a lot. Like, I'd probably be at a job right now if I hadn't started. I mean, I know it's only been like 2 months where I actually started making money with it, but it's helped out. Like, I probably would have had to get a job 2 months ago if I hadn't have done it. And I really didn't want to leave my son with another person to raise him. And I mean, I don't judge working moms. It's just me personally. I didn't want to miss out. It's my first kid, you know, I want to see all the firsts. And so I wanted to stay home with him. And I think that was my big like push toward making this work.
That's awesome, Amanda. That's super awesome. And I think all of us, you know, on this call can totally relate to that. You know, I don't know if Cindy is a mom, but I know the rest of us are. And yeah, that drive to want to be there and to be present for our children and everything is strong. And it's really amazing what you will do and what you can accomplish when you have something that pulling you that is so powerful. I had one more thing. Oh, yeah, I just wanted to make sure if for new coaches who are listening to this, some really key things that she did. You know, I know she said in the beginning, like, oh, I don't have any secrets. But that, I think, is such a key thing to tune into because there are no secrets. You know, like I do remember as a new coach sort of waiting for like that secret door to open and somebody be like, oh, actually this is what you have to do, you know, or like, no, we don't really do those vital behaviors, actually you do this. And it's so not true. You know, it really is that focused time of doing your power hours. So when you made that simple switch to, oh, I'll get it done whenever, to, okay, I'm treating this like a business. I'm getting up at 5 a.m. and I'm doing my power hour. And you gave your business that focused, consistent time and then see what happens. That's amazing. Absolutely amazing. And so I really encourage you coaches to hear that and to find that consistent time and to know that, like Amanda said, there wasn't any secrets. She didn't do anything different. She just did the vital behaviors in a focused way times like 10, you know? So we think that's fantastic. And thank you so much for sharing all of that with us, Amanda. I really appreciate that. Jordan, did you have anything you wanted to add or to ask her? I'm going to unmute you here.
I also, you know, I took note of the fact that you mentioned, you know, when you're sending out 5 invites, you know, at the end of the day, it's a numbers game. And when you're sending out 5 invites and, you know, you don't hear from 2 people and 2 say no, and, you know, maybe one's kind of like, I don't know, I'll think about it, or gives you like a sure or a thumbs up, and you're like, oh man, like that's a bummer. So, you know, I think that that's something to just sort of keep in the back of your head wherever you're ready, is that, you know, if you're sending out 1 or 2 or 3 invites and you're not having a lot of luck or you're not getting a lot of responses, you know, just, you know, like I copy and paste the same message. You know, I go through, I go through every morning to my list, my Facebook friends list, go to the alphabetical order, and then I just literally go down the list and I just, you know, I check and see the message. If I've invited them before and I didn't really get much traction, I'll start a conversation instead. But I just go through and I'll just copy and paste the same message, and I'll do that, you know, 5 to 20 times depending on how much time I have. And, you know, doing that little bit extra, you know, makes such a difference, not only in just like business growth, but also just sort of your confidence level, because you start to get people receiving what you're saying and they're excited and start to develop relationships and friendships. And, you know, I have people that I've been talking to for years that have never joined anything, but, you know, I like, how's your kid doing or what's going on? And it's just nice to make those relationships with people. So, you know, something to keep in mind. And again, you know, kind of to Alicia's point is there is no secret. And if you want to say there is a secret, the secret is that, you know, we do the work. Like, you know, that we do the power hour, we check off those things. And if you have that focused, that fit time, that focused, intense time where you just like dial in and you're just like, no distractions, notifications are off, like kids are occupied, phones off, not watching TV, and you're just like literally like doing this check, like an hour's done, and you're like, sweet, I just put in an hour of my day that I could have been doing so many other things that weren't enhancing and growing my life. And now I'm growing something. And like, if you think, you know, for those of us that have children, you know, when you put in that time and you nurture your child and you put that focus into them and you you look them in the eyes and you tell them that you love them and you ask them questions and, you know, you feed them and you give them that attention, they thrive and they grow. And it's the same with anything. When you put time and energy and focus into something, it thrives and it grows. And when you neglect something, it gets angry and it throws tantrums and it dies. So, you know, it gets cranky. So, you know, just something to keep in mind. And that's universal for all things in our life. But if this is something that's important to you and you apply that to this specifically, you know, it will grow and it works. And I was just talking to my coach before our team call and I was asking her about some stuff and she's like, at the end of the day, it just, you know, just doing the vital behaviors. And we're so lucky in this business that we are like literally handed a blueprint of like, this is what you do. If you want this, do this, like follow the roadmap. And like, I was a photographer for many years before coaching and I didn't have a roadmap. Nobody wanted to help me. I didn't know what I was doing. Every day I would like cry and like bang my head against the wall. Like, oh my God, what? I don't know what to do. Like, like everything. And here it's like, if you have a question, I'm here. Alicia's here. Our team's here. Like Jesse's here. There's like so many resources. There's so many, you know, videos, whatever. Like there's just so much support and so many resources that if it's something that you truly want and your actions and your words align, you will create that success that you want. That's the secret. If you want it to be cloaked in a secret, that's the secret.
Absolutely. I totally agree with Jordan. And I just have to add, I think that so many coaches don't give their business that focused time. And I really encourage you, if you're listening to this call, if you're a new coach, or even if you've been a coach for a couple months and you feel like you're frustrated or you're stuck, give yourself 30 days to really be consistent with your business, like Amanda has for the past 2 months. Say, give it that time. Give it that hour of focused attention every day. And I assure you, you are going to see results from this. But if you only show up 1 or 2 days a week and you invite a few people and maybe you post once or twice on Facebook, you're not ever going to get that momentum behind you that's going to allow you to see success. And we're normal people, right? Like we want to see results from our actions. We want to be able to help people. We want to be able to have that success. And so I encourage you to give yourself the gift of being consistent for this next month, for the end of this month and for September. Put in that focused time like Amanda has done and see the results that you're going to get.
Right. And you can treat it like a challenge group, right? Like when we do the challenge group, we're like, okay, I'm committing to 30 days of country heat or 21-day fix or whatever. And you like go in and you're like, I'm meal prepping. I'm checking those days off the calendar. I have workout space set up. I've like cleaned up my pantry. Like this is going down. So when you apply that same drive to coaching, you get the same results. You know, the people that do that, they're like, oh my God, 6 pounds or 10 pounds or 8 inches or whatever. So, you know, that's the secret sauce is the focus. The focus is so key in all areas of our life. Think about it too with your kids and your spouse. Anything that you put focus in grows.
Oh yeah, I saw just Jennifer. I don't know if you saw that, Amanda. Jennifer asked you if you're using your personal page or your like page for your video of the day.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. I was just trying to figure out how to reply to it. Yeah, no, I post it on my like page, but then I share it to my personal page because a lot of like pages, I don't know, Facebook hates them or something. Like people never see your stuff. So I always share it.
It's a pay-to-play system.
That's another thing I'm glad you asked, Jennifer, because I wanted to bring that up, how Amanda has also been super consistent with doing these videos every single day. She posts them today. And that's fantastic, you know, because that's another consistency piece. People are seeing her being consistent every day. She's posting a video. Every single day they're seeing her show up. So they know that if she's showing up that way, she's going to show up for them as well, too. And this isn't just something that, you know, maybe thinking about doing once in a while. She's there every day. And people really admire that consistency. And so that's one way she's found to be consistent on social media, which is working really well for her.
Oh, and then at that point, I've been actually, I have a huge fear of video that I'm working through and getting better about it. But anyway, I've been studying about it, trying to be like, okay, I need to like get over this hump. And so in a couple things I've been studying, it talks about that it's just super important to be consistent with video. Like if you look at it like a TV show, right? They're like, oh, if you're going to watch Game of Thrones on Sunday at 8 and you show up and Game of Thrones isn't on, there's going to be riots. I mean, granted, I don't think anyone's rioting if I'm not showing up on a video, but just the point of it's an expected agreement. It's a consistency. So, you know, if you're like dabbling, you know, if Amanda's doing video, if she does it roughly around the same time, people know like, oh, you know, around 8:15, Amanda's going to do an awesome video and I want to kind of have my phone there, or I'll know to check it in a little bit. So that's just a great thing to kind of, you know, consistency and focus are just, they really are ingredients to success at the end of the day.
Absolutely. Yeah, there was this great story. I can't remember where it was from. I think it was a book or an audio or something, and he was talking about the importance of consistency, and he was sharing about, okay, like imagine this woman, I don't know if you guys have heard this, but imagine this woman who, she takes the train to work every single day. And every single day on her way to the train, she stops by this magazine store and she picks up a copy of People magazine, you know, and she gets it and she reads it on her way to work on the train every day. And then one day she shows up and it's not there. And she's like, oh, that's weird. Well, whatever. You know, I'll get on the train and I'll just sit there and People watch or whatever. You know, and the next day she goes and it's still not there. So she's like, huh, that's strange. So she looks to the right and she finds, you know, Us Weekly, which is pretty much the exact same thing. And she buys that. And from then on, now she starts buying Us Weekly. And so it really doesn't take people that long, honestly, to get out of a habit, you know? So if you want people to be consistently following you and giving you feedback and following you and commenting and liking on your stuff, you have to be consistent as well. Because people's attention goes a million different ways, especially on social media, you know? So it's like if you want people to show up for you, you have to show up for them as well. And one way to do that is being super consistent in the way that Amanda has for the last 2 months and see what has happened with her business.
Yeah, that's huge. I mean, such an example of amazingness to see, you know, putting that energy and that consistency in and seeing that pay off. I mean, bravo to you. That's amazing. Like, you've broken records across the team.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Does anybody have any questions for Amanda? I've got everybody unmuted, so you can chime in if you have any questions. No? Okay. Well, if you don't have any questions, I want to say thank you guys so much for jumping on. Thank you, Amanda, for speaking on our call. And congrats on just totally rocking this month. And, oh, there we go. I was like, oh no, we lost her the last minute. All right. Thank you guys so much. And I hope you all crush your last 2 days of the month and make the most out of this Team Cup. And then we've got the Health Bet coming up in September. That group, I think, is going to be amazing because we all have that added incentive to stay consistent.
Yeah. Right, exactly.
Yeah.
I was like, can I just get someone to stand next to me and slaps food out of my hand? Does that come with the Health Bet? No, you cannot have chocolate. No, do not eat mashed potatoes. I need that.
That'd be awesome. And also to remind me to log my stuff because I forget.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, thanks, you guys. Everybody have an awesome day.
Thank you. Bye, guys.
Bye.